and he was in charge for 360-odd matches, Steve Mack, at the Catalan Dragons. And he was in charge, in point of fact, when they were last here in April. The Dragons won that game 38 points to 18. They won easily. They romped home in the second stanza. And Steve McNamara was sacked 5 games later. Things changed very quickly in professional sport, and indeed in the Super League.
It's the home team, Rod, that have only won 1 game here in 2025. They'll be looking to try and finish this season on a bit more of a positive note. That win came in round 10 against the Black and White. 12-10 it finished, so a tight one.
And there's those 2 matches I alluded to. Huddersfield beaten at home by the Dragons and then taken to the cleaners in the south of France. And the Giants in possession now for the first time, but pinned back inside their own red zone early on in the piece here. We saw George Flanagan involved early on, and he really has become a star of this team in the last few weeks, as Kyle was alluding to. No Tuilola here today. That thigh problem picked up in that very decent victory away at Hull last time out. Keeps him out for the foreseeable. So more and more problems for Luke Robinson, and it just hasn't stopped raining in terms of injuries this season for the Huddersfield Boss. They started early on. Some of those players have returned now, like Zach Wolford. He was out early. He's back in the side now. But it's been an ongoing problem. We've seen Clune, the halfback, and there's key players in key positions, Carl, isn't it? That's the key.
And also as well, Rod, you can't ignore the fact that the marquee player, his 18th man here today in Burgess, you know, that probably does paint a picture of how his season's maybe gone.
Yeah, fair to say that that hasn't worked out quite as the Giants, or indeed Tom Burgess, would have hoped. Here's Da Costa now for the Dragons. Theo Farge, who's made the point this week that he'll be heading away from the club, going back to join Pia, where he started playing all those years ago. He's been a star at a few Super League clubs, St Helens, Salford amongst them, and indeed here for a couple of seasons in 22 and 23, more successful times. And now it's the Catalan Dragons with the first real opportunity of this match. And we're watching half a chance. Didn't amount to anything, and then as Duralator tried to get in on the end of it, his own kick. And he scored a try against Huddersfield home and away this season, and he fancied making it 3 on the spin.
It was neat play down that right edge to release Duralator, but he maybe just needed to angle that kick back towards the post a bit more. It just runs down a 7-tackle set for the Giants.
Jake Bibby doing some of the early hard graft near his own line. As Huddersfield move up towards the halfway line here, this dismal home record, and that's been 2 seasons running that their home record has been a shocker. And you can't afford to lose home games, not in the Super League, if you want to be competitive. And they just haven't won games at home. Frawley, on loan from Leeds, will be pulling the strings this afternoon at half-back alongside Kieran Rush, who's coming into the side due to the injury to Lola here. That was Rushton. This is Joe Greenwood. Greenwood 10 metres out as he plays the ball. And now the floated kick, landing just about on the try line. That's a brave catch from Leo Duralator. Came down slightly awkwardly, but picks himself up and plays the ball a couple of metres away from his own line.
Ooh, there's a penalty given away here, Rob, but it was a wonderful take from Duralator. And then the next play later, Aspero Bisha just catches one high. And a relieving penalty for Catalans. It was a decent end to the set from the Giants, making that a competition between Bibby. But then here, Harry Rushton, just a swinging arm early doors. Just needs to be a little bit better there.
Yeah, it was a wild challenge, wasn't it? And he had no need to make it, because he could easily have just kept things neat and tidy, minded their work there, pinned them in, forced them to kick maybe 20 metres from their own line and won the field position battle, and they've given it away now.
Exactly. There's no look. There's 4 minutes on the clock. It's not fatigue. It's just poor technique, and Robinson will be disappointed with that one. Ollie Partington now ball playing through the middle part of the field.
Costa in at dummy half. Moving from left to right. Raj and Aspirabouche coming forward from his fullback position. Always a danger when he comes into the line. And the Dragons examining this Huddersfield defence once more. Last tackle here indicated by the referee. A kick again, and that is going to land on the try line. Collected by Flanagan, no problems this time. Good clean catch. Garcia and Mathieu Laguerre came in to make sure he didn't make any progress once he'd taken it.
Just look how tight they are here, Rod, in defence. Really compressed line. Just trying to make sure this Giants outfit have a little bit of work to do. They move the ball out to the right-hand side. Catalans players all over them again.
Better turn it out, Mel's better on the mark. Look. Hey! Move, Ollie back.
Huddersfield have been competitive in a lot of games, particularly up to half-time, and that really was set as a pattern in the first game of the season here when they were highly competitive for long periods against Warrington, but eventually lost. And it's happened quite a lot where they've capsized in second halves. We saw it against Wigan, most notably, I think, when Wigan scored right on the bell to snatch the game. That game was played at Dewsbury, wasn't it? But it was a home game for the Huddersfield Giants.
Yeah, they competed really hard that day, but you're right, they just didn't know how to finish it off.
Tommy Makinson injecting himself and going over the halfway line. De Costa, as Makinson plays the ball. De Costa finds Farge here, and they'll move it from left to right here. That's Ben Garcia. Takes three Huddersfield Giants to take him down. Aspirabouche with the scoop from dummy half. He's quick, he's elusive. Aspirabouche over the 20-metre line, just about. Teo Farge chips in behind, well gathered by Rushton.
And he take that from Harry Rushton. Theo Farge followed his kick up, just make sure that he only gets 5 metres forward. Flanagan just slips under that carry.
Navarrete with the tackle. As the Dragons go to work in defence here. It's been a real capsizing form in the second half of the season. That's spun loose. Play on is the call at this stage. And Zach Wolford was involved in tidying things up. Flanagan completes the rescue mission for Huddersfield, who are in danger of coughing the ball up inside their own red zone there, or just outside it. A few worrying early signs, I think, for Luke Robinson here. Kick comes, cleared by Rush. Deep one, collected now by Tommy Makinson. Makinson goes off on the gallop. Tommy Makinson sees a gap, it closes as Cudjoe comes in. Makes an important stop.
Yeah, you're right, Rod. Leroy Cudjoe there, 37-year-old, just closing the gap on Makinson.
Fenton Rodgers was with him in a two-man team on Makinson. Surinan. Oh, it's a loose pass. He got the arm free, but the pass was behind Makinson.
Well, the space was created down the left edge. They overload the numbers. Barely Surinan. He just can't resist to let that ball go. They're unable to ice that opportunity. But some encouraging signs from the Dragons early on, particularly defensively, Rod. They really have controlled the field position in this game in the opening 9 minutes. But little errors like that just relieve any kind of pressure if they want the build, but they turn the ball over knowing that there's 80 metres behind them if the Giants are going to go up the other end and get anything from them.
Well, on the face of it, Catalans' away record is mediocre at best. They've played 8, won 2 and lost 6. The 2 they've won here and at Castleford. Yeah. But when you look at the teams they've lost to away from home, Warrington, Saints, Wakefield, Lee, Wigan and Hull Kingston Rovers. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the top 6?
Yeah.
Well, not Warrington aren't, obviously, but 5 of the others are. 5 of the top 6 and Warrington, who were in better form at the time they played them. So it's 6 very tough away games they've lost. But Lee, Hull KR, Saints, Wakefield and Wigan. the other teams where they've gone away from home and lost. That's a loose pass. Rush does get it about the third attempt, has to spin and swivel and get it away left-footed. The kick not clearly collected. What's going on out there? And in the end, Page tidies up with a bit of help from Duralator, and he runs into 3 Huddersfield Giants. Not convincing stuff, not convincing handling by either team. But there was Keary to try and calm things down for the Dragons, who I guess will be pretty pleased with their start so far away from home here at the Acu Stadium. They won 38-18 on the last trip here, 14-6 it was at half-time. It was a bright and breezy summer's afternoon, mid-afternoon here in Huddersfield, but it's just clouded over, and there's a hint of rain in the air here as Flanagan stops that going into touch, picks it up, comes inside, started to dance, but the music stopped very quickly for the young Giants fullback.
Yeah, they've done a decent job on him so far, Rod. As soon as he's there, there's a solid kick chase, just catching him, stopping him dead, knowing that he is elusive, George Flanagan. As Milne carries the ball forward, just looking for that offload once more. Here comes Goodjoe.
Yeah, Milne, another one who missed a chunk of games at the start of the season when he was back down under for the birth of his first child. So he missed the first 4 games of the season.
He's a real threat out of backfield, Rod, make no mistake about it.
Wolford in at dummy half, and now Frawley. Kicks long and deep, collected by Duralator. Had to go backwards to collect it, but now engages second and third gear to move forward. Farge and Aspura Bichet, and well, the Catalans with the overwhelming, well, just in front, nothing in it. There was there 25-23 and a draw.
The Giants' last 2 sets, Rod, have been a big plus for them. They've just started to swing back into this game a little bit in terms of field position. The question is, can they make them pay with it? And here comes Ollie Partington to Farge.
Keary now, he couldn't quite squirm free. Duralator. Farge kicks. That's going to drift into touch.
There's a little bit of a game of chess going on at the moment out there. Hasn't been many line breaks whatsoever. 12 minutes in. Bit of a stalemate so far, as you would probably expect, given where these 2 teams are at.
Well, yeah, in terms of tries scored, Huddersfield have scored 45. That ranks them 11th for tries scored in Super League this season. Catalan 49, that ranks them 10th. Salford are the worst with 27. But when you look at the absolute creme de la creme in terms of try scoring, Holkinshire Rovers before this round started 119 tries. So that's 70 more than the Catalan Dragons and 74 more than Huddersfield. Can't win games if you don't score tries. They wanted a penalty, they didn't get one. This is Rushton. Joe, Frawley, Payne's involved again, and Halsall as they try to play some progressive stuff. Halfway inside their own half here, the Huddersfield Giants. And this is decent stuff as Greenwood strides forward now. Big Joe Greenwood has 53 career tries to his name. That's not a bad output for a forward. Carl, you've got 39 in 333 appearances, I think, over 14 years.
That's all right.
It's not bad.
Harry, get your hand off the ball.
You sound surprised.
I've warned them as well.
Wow.
Who hit the line now?
Wasn't your job to score tries, was it, Carl? Let's have it right.
Correct.
Who's together now? Neutral.
Romano.
Go third.
Da Costa as the Giants move it away. Ben Garcia. Garcia stepping just shy of the halfway line. It really has been an old-fashioned arm wrestle of an opening first 15 minutes or so here at the Acu Stadium. That is going to drift dead in goal, and Huddersfield will be delighted to see that happen. Flanagan was able to just watch it and wait to pick up the 7-tackle set.
In the middle, George.
Da Costa, he just wanted that 5 metres further infield. 7 tackle set given away there.
2-0. Hold on, goal 0. 1. Police now. Move forward, goal 1.
Greenwood again. Through some carries already,
Move
Rod.
all the way after.
An off-edge back rower. They're looking to move this ball out to the right-hand side.
No points on the board here at the Aku Stadium. It's 11th against 9th. If the Giants do win, if they run up a cricket score, they could move up to 10th in the table, but more likely they'd sit just behind Castleford still. But they would go 6 points clear of Salford at the bottom if they win this game, and they have a home game to come against Salford.
This is a good kick here. Oh, great take as well. Aspero Bichet.
Aspero Bichet safe at the back. The French international, multi-purpose outside back or full-back. Turned 20 last month. Very promising player.
And that's the thing, Rod, as well. You know, where Catalans are at, it won't do his career any harm in the long run. Learning some harsh lessons in season 2025, no doubt about it, but he'll be better for it.
Mathieu Laguerre just pulled up a little gingerly off the back of that tackle, just feeling the base of his spine. Seems to be all right, though, as far spins it from left to right. Kiri and Durator runs into a heavy tackle. Crawley and Bibby doing the necessary. And the kick, no problem here for George Flanagan. Makes it look very easy.
Again, another solid chase on him. And 17 minutes gone, Rod, and I don't think there's been an error so far in the game in terms of handling. The errors have came from the boot, giving away 7 tackle sets.
Yes.
But it's been, again, I mentioned a game of chess. There's nothing between these two at the moment.
And a penalty conceded for a high tackle by Rushton from Huddersfield. But in terms of handling errors, it's been really safety first, rugby league football.
6 again here, Rod. Walford smart from him, just spots. And Maria wasn't square. Gets 6 more.
So some advantage here to Huddersfield. Can they make it pay? They're inside the Catalans half of the field right at the start of this set of 6 as Greenwood spins and pirouettes, if you will. Walford is in at dummy half. His dad used to coach the club a few years back. Oh, it's intercepted. Well, it's not intercepted. It's batted down in the end. Fumbled. And there's the handling error. Kyle Amor says there's been no handling errors, and within 60 seconds there's a handling error.
Yeah, Mathieu Laguerre
had to go for it, didn't he?
He had to,
no
yeah.
option.
Oh, if he gets it, he's away. Walford does well. But he throws that pass there for Bibby, but it's on the inside of his shoulder. On another day, right edge centre would have raced away with that one.
Well, he would have been away, and he had Durator on his outside, who's a real speedster outside him, so you'd have thought it would have been a try time at the other end of the paddock, but now it's a full set off the base of this scrum for the Giants, and it's going to start very central position, round about 25 metres out from the try line. So advantage Huddersfield here. Flanagan goes! Georgie Flanagan! A trademark try for the young fullback. Brilliant score, breaks the deadlock, saunters in, a real swaggering try from this scintillating young fullback. George Flanagan puts the Giants in front.
It was a neat move off the base of the scrum as well. Kieran Rush just pauses, flashes round the other side, but then the line from Milne just condenses the left edge of the Dragons, and George Flanagan, I mentioned they've done a decent job on him, but Romano just can't help it. He bites in on Milne, and Flanagan, he only needs a little invite, and he takes that space ever so well. 4-0.
Well, he makes things look so effortlessly easy, Flanagan. He's a player that's very easy on the eye too.
Again though, Rod, when I watched that back, the line from Milne, it's hardly convincing. Tata Romano has got to be able to double defend there. He just gets caught far too interested. It's not like that Tanya Mill was arriving at pace. It's a very laboured line, but he does enough, and Flanagan will take nothing away from him. He exposes it.
Well, Flanagan to add 2 to his 4, and one of the best marksmen in the competition, kicking at 82% as we have a summer shower hitting the Aku Stadium. The sun has at least come out, and will there be 2 points at the end of the rainbow here for George Flanagan? 31 out of 38 so far in the Super League with the boot. Becomes 32 out of 39, and the lead becomes 6-0 to the Huddersfield Giants.
It's another try to the tally for that young man.
7th of the season in the Super League.
Just watch this line here from Mill. It's hardly convincing. Tata Romano has to be better there. Will Tompkins will be disappointed from his left centre.
Well, the Catalan Dragons were in the grand final. They were beaten in the grand final in 2021 and 2023. They won the Challenge Cup in 2018. They won the League Leaders Shield in 2021. So there's been a lot of trophies in the cabinet over recent years. There won't be any this year, as they've rather fallen in a heap.
It just goes to show how hard it is to sustain success, Rod. They've been at the big dance, and you're right, they've won some silverware. They've fallen at an almighty rate, and it's Joel Tompkins' job to try and rectify that, put his stamp on it, a winner and a champion in his own right. He's got some work to do. It's a good carry there from Cudjoe. 3 players on his back, Rod, and he's still moving forward. Here comes tackle 5.
Kick from Matt Frawley. Played 22 games at the Giants back in 2019. That was the period when Zach Wolford's father was in charge, Simon Wolford. And then since then, he's gone back to Australia, Frawley, and then ended up at the Leeds Rhinos, from where he is on loan at the Giants this season. Funny how paths evolve. De Costa here has his hands on the ball again. It's a high snap of the ball, and it made it just a little bit awkward in the end, but Tarek Sims off the interchange bench, rumbling forward for a yard or two. Fars and Kiri interlinking, and then finding Benjamin Garcia. Garcia is over the halfway line for the Giants, who might feel that on the balance of play, 6-0 against is a rather unfair reflection of what we've seen in the first 21 minutes or so. But it is the score, and here is the try scorer, and indeed the scorer of all the 6 points, George Flanagan.
Yeah, I think the last few sets, Rod, have belonged to the Giants, and that's how they get the points. I think it was the 3rd decent set that they had. They were able to get the points off the scrum. Catalan Dragons, when they're moving the ball, Rod, it's really deep, and it's, you know, the left edge particularly of the Giants are just able to map off and defend it with ease.
But as I mentioned, Huddersfield have been more competitive in first halves than they have in second over the season up to press, and they lead here in the first half again at the Aku Stadium over the Catalan Dragons. 6-0, just over halfway through the first period.
Neat carry there, straight off the bench, Oliver Wilson. Hard and direct into De Costa, gets his side, a quick play of the ball, the kick here. It's a tricky one. Darryl Latour, is he going to find touch here, Rod? He does well.
Manages to get to the deck quickly enough. Oh, it's a loose pass by Fars, wasn't it? He did well to pick that up, Laguerre. My word, it was low. It was a very difficult ball to handle, but he did so. And that's Aspirabichet once more. Just outside his own 20-metre area. Makinson, he doesn't mind a bit of hard work.
Move all the way,
the
Leroy.
former St Helens winger. 33 years old now. Won the Golden Boot quite contentiously in 2018, you might recall, but always been one of the top wingers in Super League. There's the kick. Vars, there's the easy catch again from Flanagan, who's been flawless so far. Spins, but he can't make any yardage this time.
Down there, one, hold it now. Go one.
Gagai.
Again, Milne with the offload there, Rod. They're coming down this left-hand side. Frawley onto Bibby.
This is Bibby trying to hand off. Can't get rid of Laguerre. Househall was lurking near the touchline. He's in now at dummy half, actually, Sam Househall, the man on the wing with Adam Swift out injured. Another big body blow to the Huddersfield Giants in terms of injury. Swift and Lonergan out in recent times from that win at Hull. Rush is hit by Keary and knocked down. Wolford. And the kick will come from Frawley. And again, it's high. Doesn't have any depth on it, though. It's dropped, picked up here. De La Tour gets away with it. Well, for a minute, that could have gone absolutely anywhere. And the Dragons were rather playing a game of Russian roulette inside their own 20-metre line, but they've got away with it.
Yeah, they just had enough bodies around it, Rod. Enough white shirts in the picture. When it comes down, it lands in the Dragons' hands, fortunately for them. But Matt Frawley, again, every one of his kicks, Rod, have been down into this right-hand pocket of the Dragons.
Well, that's where De La Tour is waiting, and they haven't got any change out of him. He hasn't dropped anything. And maybe they'll go to the other wing. But would they get any change from the fullback Asper Abishe? Would they get any change out of Makinson? I'm not sure. Again, Farge. Keary kicks back in their side after missing that defeat at Wigan. That is Gagai. Jacob Gagai. 3 Dragons take him down. The top of the pile is Romano. But they have the 6-0 lead now, and that's precious. They don't need to do anything flash here, the Huddersfield Giants. This is Bibby. He doesn't do much flash in this area of the field. He just likes to work his way forward. Jake Bibby, the former Wigan centre and winger.
Milne again, that arm free.
Greenwood now. Laguerre comes in. Partington.
The Dragons have got to do better there on Tanner Milne. That's 3 offloads he's had, and they're going to look to get the ball out to his side again.
Here's Flanagan. Flanagan loops one out to Gagai on the wing. Gagai's swerving free. Can he get it wide? He can't. He was trying to stake a left arm out, but he couldn't get it free in the end. Here's the kick. Again, centre to right. Bibby tries to bat it back.
He's in an offside position, Ron. Oh, just spills the ball, the first one. You mentioned how he'd been squeaky clean. 27 minutes in, the Dragons are going to get the ball back. It bounces off De La Tour. Decent kick as well from Rush.
Well, they'll kick for goal here, Carl, won't they?
Yeah,
they will,
so,
yes.
Yeah. George Flanagan making his way over.
No surprise. I mean, it's straightforward for a kicker of Flanagan's calibre. And another 2 to stretch from 6 to 8, putting them more than a score clear. Yeah, I mean, everyone drops kicks in the end. I mean, you played with Paul Wellens. I mean, even he dropped some, not very many, but, but you could count them on one hand for the season. But even he dropped some. They all drop some.
Of course they do. But when the ball comes forward off the young winger, it bounces into Laguerre's hand in an offside position, and that's why the penalty's given away. And a golden opportunity for this young man to increase his points this evening. He's already got 6 to his name, converted his own try, of course, and another opportunity here just to nudge one between the hedges. And for all the ball that that when Catalan have had it, I actually think that both teams have pretty much had their fair share in terms of possession, Rod. But I can't remember a time where Huddersfield really have had to defend the try line all too often.
There was the half break from de la Torre when he put a kick in and it went dead. There was only half a chance, wasn't it? Probably even a quarter of a chance, but
I can't think
apart from that, nothing really.
Been too many play the balls inside.
No, there was no play the ball off that. It was from long range, wasn't it? So now, Flanagan, just to the left of the posts. Oh,
he's pulled it.
Missed it. Well, I said it was a regulation kick for a kicker of his calibre. He kicks it over, well, it was 82% at the start of the match, but he's missed that. So that was a long odds-on shot that he'd nailed that and they'd go 8-0 up, but he's missed it and it'll be a dropout on the 20-metre line.
That's Tommy Makinson tasked with putting boot through ball, and
my word, he's put his boot through that ball, Carl. That's ended up almost on the Huddersfield try line. English. Oh my goodness me. Well, that sparked a little bit of afters. English, well, look, went in like a runaway truck and hit the roadblock, and then a bit of pushing and shoving ensued.
Well, my initial thought, Rod, was that it was high. But English seems to get up a bit easy, and then Oliver Wilson, well, I'm not quite sure what he's thinking, running in like that. You just can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no worries.
But it'd be interesting to see the initial contact on English. There it comes.
Referee's Aaron Moore. The video ref is Marcus Griffiths.
Yeah, I think he might be in a spot of bother here, Bailey Sirenen. And maybe that's why Wilson comes running in, protecting his mate.
So Bailey Sirenen, there was some mitigation as adjudicated by video referee Marcus Griffiths.
But there's a mitigating factor that doesn't meet the threshold of violence. It's 10 minutes.
It's going to end up pulling out the yellow card, and it's 10 minutes in the cooler for Bailey Sirenen. Well, 6-0 down, could have been 8, and now they're a man down.
Well, Aaron Moore's saying, let me deal with it. I understand you come running in, but the fact is, Rod, he doesn't deal with it because he doesn't blow a penalty. Ollie Wilson takes exception, then they review it. Then the penalty's being given.
Frawley dumps that into touch. And so the Giants will go to work on the halfway line with a 6-point cushion inside the final 9 minutes of the first stanza here at the Aku Stadium. Huddersfield looking for a rare home win. Frawley dumps it off to Greenwood. Greenwood comes inside, is knocked down. Garcia, Farge with the assisted and the tackle. Zach Wolford and Frawley and Rush coming inside, half a gap there for Kieran Rush, but he lost his footing and then was collected by 2 Catalan Dragons.
It's another 6 again, Rod, though.
And Ash Golding off the interchange bench, the former Leeds Rhino.
Who now, Chris? Oh, 1.
Ever present this year, Golding, and back out there. Oh, big hit. As Oliver Wilson is knocked down, he was a sitting duck really there, and Matty English showing no ill effects from that high tackle which saw Siren and Simbin. Fancies it again. Wolford, Frawley, from left to right they go. Rush, Flanagan now. Flanagan in the area where he scored that try, threatening to do so again. They'll pick him up and manhandle him. Done well this time. A gang tackle. Here's Ash Golding, a hint of a forward pass, but referee happy it was lateral. Wolford. There's the kick from Frawley, again tugged in this right-hand edge. It swerves free, that's going to be a high tackle, isn't it?
Halsall certainly catches him high. It's Partington underneath it. There's another testing kick for Dallas. And the follow-up there from catches Partington high, a penalty given away.
That just eases the pressure on the Dragons.
One. Move all the way back now. Hold. For one.
You referenced, Rod, the second halves from the Giants.
Oh no, boys. Hold.
Just wondering how important may that missed kick from Flanagan end up being.
Yeah, it's a fair point. They had a good second half last week at home.
Look out.
There's Sims offloading, getting down free to Makinson. Tommy Makinson on the gallop. Ran down a cul-de-sac in the end. This is Luke Keary. Keary looking to hand off Golding. Isn't successful. Central position, 20 metres out. The Dragons here looking to hit straight back here. That is Laguerre. Laguerre is smothered. Ben Garcia is in at dummy half this time. Farr shaped to kick, ran with the football, ran into Greenwood and Golding. It's a handover. That was the last tackle. That's a mix-up, a miscommunication if ever there was one.
It was a really poor set. End to the set there from Theophage. But it was good work from English. He does enough to get in the eye line of Theophage. He almost got in two minds, drove over to kick or run. And in the end, the ball gets turned over 10 metres out without really testing Huddersfield.
Well, no problem in having the ball in the hands of your halfback as you reach the final tackle in the sequence, but every problem there with what he did with the ball.
Well, he didn't really do anything.
Doing anything with the ball, did he? And that would have been all well and good if you were 6 points up with 2 or 3 minutes to go, not 6 points down with 5 minutes to go till half-time. It was a non-event of an end to a set. Golding there, trying to wrestle his way free, couldn't do so. Wolford. That was Greenwood. This is Bibby. Bibby brought to his knees by Duralatour and by Farge. Frawley, the left-footed kick again. Again targeting this right-hand flank of the Dragons. It stands up the ball and then bounces into touch.
On the line.
And it will be Catalan ball 20 metres from their own line. So it pins them back and it's done the job that Matt Frawley wanted to do, which is get them up the other end of the field with time ticking away in the first half.
Yeah, you just see the Dragons. Mr. Costa not even back yet. It's them that's chasing the scoreboard, albeit they're probably going to get 2 more sets with ball in hand before the half-time hooter goes. And they've got 80 metres to get up to the top end of the field, Rod.
Go one.
There's Partington.
Who now? All boys. All.
Partington ever present this year for the Catalan Dragons, with over 800 tackles made in the Super League, and only one man has made more than him, and that is Jared O'Connor at the Rhinos.
Oh! Police 3, almost.
Yeah, terrific engine on him. He gets his hands on the ball once more here. Releases Keary.
Oh, interception! And Keary is going to cost his side 6 points here. And Jacob Gagai is going to say, thank you very much. Put a bow on it. That try was a gift. So easy that Gagai gets his 9th try of the Super League season, or does he? Or does he?
We've got to give him a try. We're just looking at the contact before the interception, mate. Got a try on field. Have you just got a rapid field?
There is no tackle up until the point in which the ball is grounded because it comes through an interception. So we'll go through it. So the ball is passed and the contact appears to be incidental on the passer. So we can clear that first element. The second element, the lead runner is running at the inside shoulder of the defender who braces for contact, and the ball is intercepted. And so we can carry on going up until this point. We can go through to the grounding. And the ball is down. I have a decision.
Well, that was a very simple process, I think, for Marcus Griffith. And Huddersfield Giants are going to double their lead here as Kiri's pass was picked off by Jacob Gagai, who must have thought it was the 20th of December, his birthday, not the 9th of August. An absolute bona fide gift. He was loitering with intent to intercept, picked off the pass, and then it was a canter to the try line.
I mentioned, Ron, about the Dragons when they're moving the ball, it being so deep. Jacob Gagai collects his 9th try of the season. He's the Giants' top try scorer. And Luke Keary, if he had his time again, he'd certainly hold on to that ball. I mentioned before the game, he's had 9 try assists to his name as the Australian. Well, he's come up with a 10th, but unfortunately, it's in favour of the Giants.
Yeah. I'm not sure they'll put that one on the actual official stats card, but perhaps they ought to do, because
well, it's a gift, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Again, they're just so deep when they're moving the ball. Gagai, he goes for broke. He comes up with it and gets 4 points.
Well, one of the best feelings in rugby league, when you pick off a pass and all that's in front of you is open grass, and you know you're going to score well in advance of actually doing so. And he celebrated to some tune well before he put the ball down, as well he might have done, because assuming that Flanagan can kick this, the Giants will be up by a dozen just shy of half-time. A couple of minutes to go before we hear the siren for half-time. And incidentally, during the half-time interval, we hope to hear from the Huddersfield Giants chairman and owner Ken Davey on plans for the club going forward and the general state of the Super League. 12-0 Huddersfield here. I suspect Ken will be enjoying his half-time cup of tea as it stands.
Just seeing that try once more as Gagai pinches the pocket to Luke Keary. And you get a sense that just 90 seconds left on the clock. It's a big score in the context of this game. Ken Davey, of course, would be delighted seeing that.
Yeah, they'll be enjoying the afternoon, the Huddersfield owner. There's been some tough times for Mr. Davey and his board, the coaching staff and players this season. There's no question about that. They're just one off the foot of the table, but this is turning into a good afternoon. But that word of warning, their second half collapses have been frequent and dramatic in the Super League this season. So there's still work to be done. There's another 40 minutes to lock down the 2 points here for the Giants. English takes it forward. And now just simply keeping their nose clean for another set here before kicking up the other end will get the job done until half-time. That is Greenwood. Seen plenty of the ball. Laguerre makes the tackle. Chris Satai also involved.
He's had some impact off the bench, Rod, hasn't he, Wilson?
Yeah, running strongly, running hard, Oliver Wilson. Again, the left-footed prodded kick from Matt Frawley. It's to be contested. It's collected. In the main, they've done well in this corner with the kick collections. Durlatour and Laguerre and Aspira Bichet coming in across from full-back, but they have dropped one, which put them in trouble. Here is Aspira Bichet once more, running at the heart of the Huddersfield defence. Into the final few seconds of the first half here. Da Costa, Keary a little bit more conservative this time, didn't want to give another interception away, just kept it very, very simple as the siren goes. The siren goes at the Aku Stadium in Huddersfield. It's been the Giants' first half, 2 tries to 0. George Flanagan got the first at the Aku Stadium. Can they complete the job in the second stanza? They lead 12-0. Join us for the second half in a couple of minutes. About a minute of his sentence to serve, and while he was cooling his heels, Huddersfield got their second try. A gift as Keary's pass was picked off by Gagai. So you could say it's been an expensive indiscretion by Bailey Siranen. And They've got a long way to get back here. They did win the second half when they were last here by 24 points to 12. Something similar is required if they're to make it 3 wins on the spin against Huddersfield this season. They beat them here and at home by a combined margin of 70 points to 18. So they've been the dominant force in this matchup this season, but not today, Kyle.
No, the visitors have got it all to do, Rod. As Wilson just comes up with another carry. He's done that ever so well since he got off. Since he got onto the field. Keeps his legs driving, gets a few more meters. And this man, 3 offloads I counted in the first half. Got to do a better job on him at the Dragons.
The Catalans won here, as I mentioned, in April, but every team that's covered has won. Waitford in the Cup, Hull FC, Warrington, Waitford in the league, Lee, Wigan, Hull KR, Cass and Saints. Catalans back to 13. Sirenen's back on the field. That's gone loose. It's been knocked on by Huddersfield. It has been knocked on by Huddersfield, just as Kieran Rush thought it was TRY time. But the whistle came to the Dragons' rescue.
Yeah, the Giants just using that pocket to our right-hand side. The sunlight beaming down into the eye line of Aspiro Bichir. Ball gets spilled. The Giants look to carry the ball 20 metres away from their own end. Here comes Sims. And he's well met by 3 Giant players there.
Tarek Sims started last week at Wigan, but off the bench this time. Whistle's gone, and it is a penalty.
Here upright and then got him on the floor.
Yeah, just messing around in the ruck there, Joe Greenwood and Ash Golding. Relieving penalty for the Dragons. Aspiro Bichir just looks to put that ball over the sideline and just gets 5 metres away.
They don't want to invite them back into the game here, Huddersfield, do they? Because 12 points, on the basis of what we see in the first half, is a very handy lead. Catalans have not really threatened the try line once, never mind twice, but if they keep getting invited back with good field position by indiscretions by Huddersfield, the game can very swiftly change, and that was a challenge by Golding on Teo Fars, which was fairly robust. Satai in the sunshine here in Huddersfield. Da Costa, and now Fars from left to right. Kiri Aspiro Bichir. Did that go forward? Well, play on as the call. Play on as the call. It didn't go forward. Laguerre offloads. It's a try. Out of absolutely nowhere. It is a try.
Because it's no tackle.
It will be a video ref decision.
We've got
here.
a try.
Try on the field.
It goes back off Catalan. It is Halsall, and then it's back to 1, and then we're going through to ground.
A video referee decision. So let's hear from the video referee. It'll be Marcus Griffiths to adjudicate here.
So the on-field decision is a try. First of all, we are confirming how this ball comes out the tackle. So we'll take another look at that. So is that a pass or is it a knock-on? So that is a pass, so we're going to have to carry on going up until this point. So that ball is passed and it comes backwards off Halsall. And then is a knock-on on the... He uses the floor to regain possession of the ball. I have a decision.
Well, it's going to be no try here, but not perhaps for the reason we thought. They can't adjudicate on the forward pass, which appeared to be a dead set forward pass, but they couldn't adjudicate on that, but there is a knock-on on the floor.
There is Martin Laguerre. Video referee deemed that he uses the ground to pick that ball up. And it gets chalked off. Ollie Partington thought he'd scored his second of this season. Shake of the head from him. The Giants survive that one.
Well, Oliver Partington will not be able to believe his luck. I had to look 6 times to check it was actually in, because he hasn't scored a try not only this season, but he has not scored a try since July 2024, when he touched down for Salford against Cass. He must have thought it was New Year's Eve, but it's been chalked off. And they might be a touch on, well, I suppose they were lucky that they didn't get done for the forward pass, and then unlucky that that's been adjudicated as a knock-on on the floor. What did you make of it all, Kyle?
Well, look, he just gets chalked off, and rightly so. The error was on the floor when Laguerre picks that ball up. But it matters not now, because it's the Giants who are tasked with carrying the ball away from their own end. And it's Wilson again, just directed to Keary, sorry.
Well, that is a warning for the Huddersfield Giants, just to make sure they don't make silly, simple, basic errors. Frawley, Rush, Greenwood. Simple stuff, effective stuff. They're halfway inside the Catalans half of the field here. This is Matt Frawley. Frawley prods it forward left-footed. And that'll be a goal line dropout as a back-pedalling Aspiro Bichet is decked in his own goal area.
Well, Matt Frawley just dictating terms with his kicking game. Just lands that ball and makes this a difficult catch for Aspiro Bichet. He's back-pedalling. It's a great take from him. But with the chase, it means the Giants are going to get 6 more.
Behind, boys, behind.
Well, Frawley found himself on the outside at Headingley. He was left out of the team mid-season and couldn't force his way back in, and he's out here on loan. That's gone into touch.
Yeah, George Flanagan's just got to take that. He lets it bounce. The ball has travelled 10 metres forward. Actually bounces over the 10-metre line and finds its way into touch, so the Dragons will get the ball back.
So the roulette wheel was spun, and it came out at whatever number Aspiro Bichet had put the chips on. Number 26. Just dropped into number 26, and they're delighted. They've got the ball back, and they've avoided the problem of defending a set on their own line. Can that turn the tide here? Try denied at one end. Partington's effort chalked off for a knock-on by Laguerre. Satai, the former Hull man. Put down. On the deck as DaCosta now gets the Dragons moving. Streams are forward. Not given. Siranen back on the field, out of the bin, looking to make amends. Spilled by Partington and collected by Huddersfield on the floor. Partington, his second half has started as a waking nightmare here.
That was the 3rd time his hands on the ball in that set, and he tipped every time. And on that occasion, he just needed to carry the ball, be a bit more direct. You can see he's thinking about an offload there. In an impossible situation. English pounces. Here comes Wilson.
Ashton Golding, this his 96th appearance for the Huddersfield Giants, 4 away from topping the ton for the club. That was Kieran Rush, threatening to squirm through, plays the ball. Wolford from right to left, and the kick from Flanagan towards the line, on the line. Great catch this by Aspiro Bichet. He's up highest, and he claims the ball.
It's another neat kick. I actually think the Giants' kicking game has been pretty much spot on. They've made it into a lottery, into a contest. So the next best result is turning the ball over in difficult parts of the field as Makinson.
Yeah, they've just got it up into the mixer, haven't they, time and time again, and seen which way the dice rolls. They've had some success. For the most part, the Dragons, Aspiro Bichet and De La Tour have been sound enough.
Well, that's the net result there, Rod. Theo Farge kicking the ball 22 metres away from his own line. George Flanagan now looking to try and find a bit of space. There's none coming.
So the field position battle starting to be won once more by the Huddersfield Giants.
All the way. For 2.
It's been very conservative in the main by Huddersfield. A big hit comes in by Da Costa.
He's gone for the offload, tackle 3. But tackle 3, gone for the offload. Wait.
Oh, he gets away with that because it was a bell ringer from Da Costa.
Okay. For 3. That's 3, innit?
Big contact here, Rod.
Oh!
Stops him dead.
Go 4.
Siranen on the tackle. Wolford, Frawley again, this time under pressure from Partington as he got the kick away. And again, it's no bother for the Dragons back 3. But again, as Carl, you alluded to before, they've got them pinned down 10 metres from their own line off the back of it.
Yeah, they're dropping the kicks 2-3 metres away from the try line. They're almost inch perfect. But the kicks one part, the chase, and the next.
Yeah.
The next sort of 4-5 plays defensively.
A very wise man once said, a kick is only as good as its chase.
Too true.
Go 3rd, that's you, Arter. 3rd. Oh.
Zach Wolford makes the tackle, has a bit of help from Frawley. This is now Desiree.
Get back, Joe.
Yet to start a game this season for the Catalan Dragons. And he's playing his second game against Huddersfield. He played for Cass against Huddersfield on loan earlier on the season. Flanagan is stopped abruptly.
Again, the opening 10 minutes of the second half. And it's the Giants who are just keeping the Dragons down this end of the field. It's the hardest part of the field to defend, Rodney, your try line.
Huddersfield bringing George King off the interchange bench to lend a bit of weight to proceedings. That is Milne. Tane Milne.
Go 4.
There is the man, George King.
Go 5.
Bustling run. Frawley shaped a kick, danced inside, kick right-footed, the element of surprise.
But again,
Fast tidied up.
Even Frawley there, when he thought about running, he still manages to get his boot to ball. And look where they turn it over again once more.
With the wrong foot, Carl, as well.
Yeah.
A very good kick right-footed for a left-footed kicker.
Well, it's deja vu for the Dragons once more. Just trapped down that end of the field. Trying to use Makinson to find a quick ruck. Give them a spark.
King and Golding make the tackle on T-Mac. But they can't make any ground here. They can't get out of their own half of the field. It's a real difficult period of the game, this, for the Dragons. Partington was involved. Sims, Tariq Sims. This is very solid from Huddersfield. You might say it's workmanlike, but it is working. Flanagan allowed it to bounce. Moves away. Taken down, but he has possession. 20 metres out for his own line. This is the game plan, Luke Robinson game plan being executed to a T, I think, Carl, isn't it? Oh, look at this bloke. That's Jacob Gagai. He scored one. Couldn't get away there. Got tackled in the end. Househall. Good run from the scoop from Dunny Harp. Wolford now. Wolford again from dummy half. Milne. Now they're starting to motor a little bit, the Huddersfield Giants. Good set this. Strong set from the Giants. Up by a dozen. That was Frawley who was involved there. He found Joe Greenwood, a willing runner, a willing worker. Desiree makes the tackle. If they can put a third try on here, it might well be all she wrote. Kick from Frawley again dropped into that area. It's a good take, but again, it's the same old song. Artur Romano is the man tackled this time. But look where he is. Right on his own try line.
Again, Ron, I can't tell you how much that is mentally draining the Dragons players.
Physically draining too, Carl, because you're pushing Custard uphill every set, aren't you?
That's it. They're just hoping for a penalty or a line break. A moment of brilliance out there for the Dragons is needed. And is he going to come here? Rudal Latorre, no. Brought down here.
short of the disallowed try by Partington. They have been pushing Custard uphill with a 4-goal half, the Catalan Dragons. And you feel this is getting very close to a case of no mass, no match. They won't be able to stand this for much longer, you wouldn't think. Halsall running away strongly for a dominant Huddersfield side now. They're enjoying this, Huddersfield. They're up by a dozen. They haven't had this luxury very often in Super League this season.
They are, Rod, but there's a but here, and they have to make the Dragons pay. They have to register some score with all this territory, all this possession that they've had.
You say that. Do they need to score? Can they just keep this going for another half an hour, 25 minutes?
Well, off the evidence of what we've seen in 2025, the answer's no. The Dragons will have a say in this last remaining 26 minutes.
Harry Rushton, tackled by Desiree. Wolford, Frawley again. That's not quite as deep this time. Knocked on by George Flanagan is the call. Laguerre picks it up. Play on loose ball. Terrible pass by Farge. Aspero Bichet did well to pick that up. And when he picked it up, he saw 3 claret and amber shirts coming at him. He must have thought, that's great. Don't throw me another one like that.
And again, the Giants have been so good in 55 minutes of this contest, and it's largely off the back of a high completion rate and a wonderful kicking game.
Yeah. This set was the best starting position they've had. It was 10 metres from their own line. Tarek Sims charges forward. Greenwood comes back to make the stop. They've made a bit of meterage this time, the Catalan Dragons. Farge, deep pass. Laguerre comes onto the ball at pace. Frawley's there. And so is Bibby. I tell you what, Matt Frawley has put a lot of work in defensively this afternoon, aside from his kicking. There's a kick again from Farge. Deep this time, high hanging ball, attacking kick. Collected by George Flanagan. Runs into Keary. Did the job. But now Huddersfield are on their own line. Well, 10 metres from it now when the tackle is made and the ball is played. Sam Halsall working hard.
Well, this is where the Dragons need to aim up. They've done an awful lot of work for 15 minutes defending that really tough area. What have they got in the tank here?
They need a turnover here, don't they? Badly need a turnover. They need field position. They've had precious little of that in this match, but certainly not in the second half. Huddersfield trying to choke the life out of the Catalan Dragons.
Feels like we often say it each and every week, Rod, but you get a sense that the next score's massive.
Well, yeah, they've really just kept the things very simple in the second half, Huddersfield. It's running through sets, kicking to the try line, tackling and forcing the Catalans to come 90 metres if they want to score. It's been a boa constrictor style performance. They're just suffocating their opponents. With the benefit of the 12-point lead, they can do that. Tries came on the 20th minute and the 37th from Flanagan and from Gagai, both converted by Flanagan. That is Romano. He's trying to offload. He's got it away. He did well there to find Barfoot, but Barfoot kicks dead.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that, Rod. He still had a play in the bank. And that's the difference between the two sides. That was more of a panic, a rush of blood to the head maybe. Sees a bit of space ahead of him, off the back of an offload, and decides to put boot to ball, but it's far too heavy. And while one side in the claret and gold are controlling play through their kicking game, well, that's Catalan's best effort in this second 40.
But this is the basic mathematics of the scoreboard, Kyle, isn't it? You lead by 12 with 23 minutes left. You don't need to push things. You trail by 12 with 23 minutes left. You feel compelled to push things, which is what Barfoot did there.
Sometimes, though, Rod, you can neglect the process.
Yeah.
You know, and stay into that. I get what he's trying. I get what he's doing there, trying to come up with something, but you know, perhaps just turning the ball over and really going after them defensively might have been the better option.
As time ticks away, you have to abandon the process. But that time has not been reached, Carl, has it?
Oh, Rod, there's 22 minutes left on the clock here.
I understand that, but we're in the comfort of the stand. And Eve Bamford is running around there, fatigued, trying to make decisions. You know how difficult that is. You've been in that situation. You were calm there, weren't you, Carl? You were the calm man out there. You wouldn't get flustered by the clock. Oh, can he wrestle that free?
Does well there, Romain Navarrete.
Back now, back.
He has done well there, Navarrete, hasn't he?
Oh, good Leroy. Back now.
Well, there's a lot more rugby league coming up live on Sky Sports. We've got 20 minutes left of this one. Titans v Roosters. This is NRLW tomorrow. Raiders v Broncos. Very early in the morning, these. And then Eels v Cowboys. 9:15 a.m. that third one. All those three on Sky Sports mix. And then tomorrow in the Super League, Hull FC plays Salford last round 21 game. Monday's the Bench podcast. And on Wednesday's the verdict. That is on Sky Sports News, 3:30 for that one. All the talking points in the world of rugby league. Gagai, man who got the second try, dragged down by his shirt by Bailey Sirenan, the man who was in the sin bin when Gagai got that try. Sam Halsall runs into three Dragons. Garcia, Laguerre and Fars with a trio of Catalan players. Bibi knocked down by Partisan and Garcia. But this is all well and good for Huddersfield. They lead, and they can do this all day long until the siren goes. Catalan Dragons desperate for the ball and desperate for field position here. That's Greenwood. Kick from Frawley again here. Aspirabichet is safe again. This one was a few metres from his own line. He's going to be tackled 10 metres away from his own try line, which, as I mentioned, has been one of their best field position starts to a set. Such has been the pinpoint accuracy of Matt Frawley's kicking game.
I think the stats showed us at half-time that the Dragons have only had 2 play the balls in their opposition 20. And with half of the second half gone, I can't think of another time when they've had the ball down that end of the field. They're going to have to try and create something from deep at the Dragons.
The Catalan Dragons were nilled at Saints, where they lost 40-0. They were nilled at home to Wigan, 48-0. That was Joel Tompkins' first game in charge. They were nilled by Hull FC, 34-0. 3 straight weeks.
Look out here.
Aspirabichet. Oh, knocked down by Flanagan. Well, Aspirabichet side through, knocked down by Flanagan. You'd have to say it looked deliberate, but that rule or that law is just never applied in rugby league. By convention, it's ignored. It'll just be a knock-on.
It was a neat offload from the captain, Benny Garcia. Aspirabichet in support. I almost feel that Flanagan just does enough. He makes himself big, tries to put Aspirabichet in 2 minds, but he'd already made his mind up.
He did precisely the right thing to nullify the attack. Shut it down by just making himself big like a goalkeeper, basically. Now they have got a field position here. Scrum down, central position, 20 metres out. Great chance. They need to score twice to get back into the game. Aspirabichet is tackled, the man who scythed through there. Managed to calm up the middle of the Huddersfield defence, Navarrete. Reversing towards the try line, he's very close, he's only a couple of metres away. Referee's whistle blows. It's going to time to tidy it up and move back and now play the ball, which Navarrete does. Farge. Kick by Keary very early on in the piece. There's a chance to try. It'll be Sirenan out of the sin bin and over the try line. It is a try. They're back in the game. Bailey Sirenan from 0 to hero.
Well, I mentioned, Rod, that the next score would be huge. And it's Bailey Sirenan who gets the try. His second of the competition. Well, it was some neat work from Tommy Makinson. First of all, the kick was pinpoint. And Keary just sees the space. Makinson in an acre of it. But with the sideline beckoning, he has to throw that ball back inside. And Bailey Sirenan's there. to give the Dragons just a hope, a glimmer of hope in this contest. 17 minutes left. This is going to be a difficult kick for Aspiro Bichet.
Well, if he can nail it, they're back within half a dozen. And this is my favourite Rugby League quiz question. Who is the most accurate kicker in the Super League? I asked you that, didn't I, a few weeks ago, Carl? You had no clue whatsoever that it was Guillermo Aspiro Bichet, who has kicked 29 from 33 in the Super League, including his last 8 attempts, which is a rate of 88%.
Yeah.
Mark Sneed, who most people think is the best, is at 76%.
Well, he kicked all 3 last week in that loss to Wigan.
He did. Well, he's only missed 4. I can't tell you which of the 4 he missed. He missed one at Lee, I can tell you that. That was the last one he missed.
It would have been impressive, Rod, if you could have told me all 4.
Well, it would have been, wouldn't it? And from where exactly they were on the pitch. Could have drawn a map. But he is absolutely mustard with these place kicks. They've lost Arthur Morg to OKR, who actually is the top kicker, I think, in terms of kicks in number. Now, can Guillermo Aspiro Bichet nail this one from the sideline? It's a tricky one, even for a man of his skills. But it's a very important one, because it will get them back within 6 instead of 8. Sun shining, sun is bright, noise is loud. Kick is good. No problem at all, just strokes it through. Noise, what noise? Sun, what sun? Chalk another 2 up to Guillermo.
Cool as you like from Aspiro Bichet. Bailey Sheridan, it was his sin bin that led to the Giants being able to make advantage and getting that second try. But he's back and he gets an important one himself. 12-6, 15 left.
Well, game on here now, and no mistake. Well, we saw at the start of the match with the head-to-head over time between these 2 Super League clubs that there has been a Super League draw. Knock on here, though. Knock on here.
How often do you see that? You just register a score, and the next and most important part is to get through the set after it. And it's an error from the big front rower and player 1.
I haven't got a stat to tell you how often that happens, Carl, but it's something I will try to look into before I next have the pleasure of your company.
I've seen it many, many times, Rod. Just loses it. It's a gift for the Giants. We've got a scrum 15 metres away. Full set of 6 here.
65 minutes gone. And change. Going to ask Coach Amor, would he consider, even at this early stage, knocking over a 1-pointer?
No, not just yet.
Tarnay Mill. Mike Steve-O Stevenson will be screaming for it, even at this stage. Cudjoe. Navarrete makes the stop. Desiree is dragging him towards his own try line. Needs to be careful. Zach Wolford is at dummy half. Frawley, Greenwood. They examine the defence. It's up to the examination. They pass the test. Where's Frawley? There is Jake Bibby. Garcia manages to stop him. He's very close to the whitewash. That is the try line. Back it goes to Cudjoe. This is going to be an offside decision against Tariq Sims. Forget the 1-pointer. Let's go for the 2-pointer. Will be Matt Frawley's decision here, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Make no mistake about that one. He'll certainly take the 2. It's a gift right in front of the post. George Flanagan.
Well, Captain Leroy Cudjoe is deputy. Frawley, isn't it? But Captain Cudjoe, goal kicker, Flanagan, there's no dispute going on here. Yes. Give me the tee, bring it on.
Yeah, it's Tariq Sims at the bottom of your screen there. Just jumps the gun, gets involved in that tackle and gives away the penalty from an offside position. And Flanagan will surely add his tally to 10.
Well, you say that. I said that in the first half, didn't I, when he had a relatively simple penalty. Not quite as simple as this, Carl, but he missed that. Do you remember? So I'm saying nothing here.
I don't think he's going to miss this.
No, I don't think he's going to miss it either, but any outcome is possible from any kick. It should be one that he could back heel over, actually, to be fair, from there. But the fact is, it's still got to be kicked. 12 minutes left now, plus change, and they can go up by 8 here. And you think, on all known logic, that would be enough of a cushion for them to run out the remaining time. But they haven't won a game here all season. They've lost every game they've played here to all comers, including the Catalan Dragons in April when they got walloped 38-18. So will that have an effect on their psyche? Who knows? Flanagan to add the deuce here to go up by 14 points to 6. No dramas.
You had me nervous there, Rob.
The lead is 8. The clock says 68.5 minutes. Is that it, Kyle?
Oh, yeah, look, I think it's going to be difficult. Of the evidence of what we've seen in 69 minutes, that the Dragons have found it very, very difficult to get any field position. And they're going to need 2 scores, aren't they? I just can't see where that's going to come from. But you never know.
We got one through Bailey Siranen. The kick from Kiri, the good work from Tommy Makinson with the try assist. And that got them back briefly within 6 until the offside. Oh, that's gone straight into touch. What on earth was that?
Well, that's a good 5 or 6 metres way over the sideline. Almost lands in the first row.
Well, the best place kicker in the league in terms of accuracy. Not there. They should have stuck a set of posts up somewhere on the sideline and tell him to aim at that. He wouldn't have missed then, Carl, would he? Penalties knocked into touch. Huddersfield have been gifted field position, and they've been gifted the opportunity here to run another 45 seconds to a minute off the game clock. They'll be gratefully received. Now, what's the game plan here for Huddersfield? Just run down the clock with some safety first rugby league football? I think it is. Joe Greenwood obliges in that regard.
Oh, look, Rod, I think they'll still keep playing down this end of the field. If there's an opportunity there, they'll take it for sure.
That's a 3rd tackle in this sequence, halfway through the set. Wolford. Simple ball, Frawley just drops it off. They're keeping it very simple here, as you would expect them to do. Fenton Rogers, that was, carting it forward. No fuss, no frills. Frawley. Bibby now. Jake Bibby steps inside. He's tackled, and that is the last tackle, the last one of the set. Will it go into touch or towards the goal line? Prodded forward by Frawley. Not play, that was the call. It's collected on the floor in the end by Farge. A set that rather fizzled out, but that really worry Huddersfield.
Again, though, Frawley's just trying to thread the needle. He doesn't quite execute on that occasion. But I'm going to say the same thing I've said for most of the game, is just look where the Giants are investing their energy, and they're making it so difficult for the Dragons. And Makinson there with nowhere to go. The centre of the field are chasing hard, and got 3 players gone, and they've only made a metre. Barnford just decides to put boot to ball.
Not gone very far, though, has it? It's collected by Flanagan inside Catalan territory. It's coming straight back at the Dragons here. That kick had no distance and not much height either. And Huddersfield have got possession just outside the 20-metre area. Another score would kill it now, surely. Gagai. Rushton running laterally, crabbing across the field here, gets away from Laguerre, now straightens up. Garcia has to come in to make the stop.
It's too easy. He shouldn't be able to crab across the field like that. No inside pressure whatsoever.
Who's Ben back?
Tristan Powell.
Go third.
The Aussie prop.
Still third.
Rogers.
Oh.
Fenton Rogers, 10 metres out.
Still 4.
Rush drops it on. It's Flanagan! Flanagan bags a brace, makes his a double, wins the game for Huddersfield. A first home win in the bag for the Giants as Flanagan doubles up.
Well, we've saw that play before. I think it was Castleford away a couple of weeks ago. But what a time to score, what a player. What a moment for George Flanagan to get his second and the game winner. 18 points to 6 with time against the Dragons. George Flanagan steps up. It was a neat little move. There's Rush, there's Flanagan, and there's a try, Rod.
We've seen George Flanagan score his 7th and 8th Super League tries of the season. And just look at the smile creeping across his face. He knows the significance of that try. He enjoyed that. And why wouldn't he?
It's always great to watch, isn't it?
Why wouldn't he? The Huddersfield Giants have waited a long time to scent the sweet smell of success on their own midden. But finally, it's coming now because they lead by a dozen. And it can be 14, and he'll take every second he can off the clock here, George Flanagan. He missed a relatively simple penalty, Flanagan, but he's kicked everything else. And if he kicks this as well, it'll be 20 points to 6. And if it's not game, set and match already, it will be if he nails this.
Well, he racked up 14 points in that big win over against Hull. And I'll make that 16 or 16 if he gets this, Rod. He's gone well, he's gone a bit better. He's some player.
Yeah, he's emerged as a bona fide superstar of the Super League. And there's maybe injuries that have got him into such a prominent position. Niall Evans they had here, he got into, broke his foot in his first game on loan across here. Lola here being injured. He's missed the kick, has he? He has missed the kick.
Yeah.
Well, having put the result in the record books, in the ledger, well, I did anyway, maybe it could yet be ripped up and rewritten, because there's only a dozen. I say only a dozen, there is a dozen in it. There's still 2 scores in it. It should be all over. But when you haven't won at home, then it becomes very difficult to nail down a win.
Well, it's just going from bad to worse here for the Dragons. They try a little bit of trickery. Makinson looks like he's going to shape up to the left-hand side to kick off short, and then he switches his hips and goes right and comes up with a shocker.
Okay. Well, it's all going right for Huddersfield. They get another break there, and now the clock ticks down towards the final 5 minutes. Low-scoring game, a game of what, only 4 tries, half of them scored by George Flanagan. Ashton Golding crawling forward. Tackle now, plays the ball, Wolford. Fenton Rogers. They just play the remaining minutes out in this area of the field, and that'll be job done. Flanagan again. Flanagan stepping. Flanagan dancing. Now going sideways. Kicks through. Tried to get there himself. He was taken out, he felt, but play on is the call. Now he gets up to make the tackle with some assistance from Ash Golding and Fenton Rogers. And the Dragons have been down this area of the pitch for much of the second half. He's still in play. Can they force him over the sideline? Cudjoe tried to, he couldn't.
Yeah, the Dragons have just been completely strangled, suffocated, starved of any field position. Will take nothing away from the Giants that they played this second 40 exceptional, dictating through the kicking game, but their effort in defence has been quality, something that's not been seen too much in this town.
Bailey Sheridan, the man who scored the try, but it was in the bin when Huddersfield got their second. Farge. No room there for the former Huddersfield halfback.
Goal 5.
Picked up by Huddersfield here by Mill. Mill does well. Gagai. Gagai happy to take the tackle, I think. It came from Atkinson. Rogers gets it wide to Cudjoe. Cudjoe invites Halsall to come onto the ball, tries to offload. It'll be in touch. Came off the Catalan Dragons.
Well, when you're 12 points up with 3 minutes to go, you can force it, and that's what Halsall does. And it all amounts to nothing. The error from Keary, right about on the halfway line, as they're looking to move the ball down this left edge. Mill picks up, sets Gagai off and away. And they can't execute over on that far side of the field. But they're going to get the ball back. And a chance here to send this crowd home with one more cheer.
That was Powell. Well, there's no need for anything flash, no need for any fireworks here. They could just keep things very simple. If they score again, that's all well and good. If they don't, it won't matter. Frawley squirms free, offloads. Picked up by Laguerre, who was blocking the route to the wing, to the possible try scorers, of which Cudjoe was one. Laguerre, Farge, they need 2 tries in 2 minutes. You talk about long shots. They need to score from this set. They've got to try something absolutely outrageous here. Tariq Sims, Desaria. No room for the big man. There's 5 of them round him.
Oh, I love your optimism, Rod. And I can't see 2 scores in 90 seconds. Garcia. Oh, look out.
Oh, he slips. Duralator it was, threatening to break free, but the door closed on him. Garcia going very close to the sideline, where some nonplussed Dragons watch on. Farge kicks. It's high. Collected again by the excellent Flanagan. He's done very little wrong this afternoon. It's been a masterclass. Leroy Cudjoe, veteran of many a match for the Huddersfield Giants. Over 400 career games for the Huddersfield Giants.
Neat take from the back there from George Flanagan. He's been pretty flawless this evening. And a real positive out of Giants season. It's been a miserable season, hasn't it? For George Flanagan, the emergence of him getting more quality time as a Super League player will certainly benefit the Giants moving forward.
Well, they're nearly there now in the closing seconds. And Huddersfield Giants have finally won at home in the Super League in 2025. A big win to celebrate and a big performance from George Flanagan, the star of the show, with 2 tries as Huddersfield win to pull well clear of the foot of the table. The Catalan Dragons beaten on their travels again. Another defeat for Joel Tompkins and his team. Outplayed, outfought and outthought, you would have to say, as Huddersfield get home by a dozen, 18 points to 6. And I don't think anybody could really quibble with the result, Carl.
No, certainly not. Thought the Giants just executed the game plan so well. Just starved the visitors of any decent field position. But again, the defensive display from the Giants needed to be put out there, and they certainly did it. And it's a healthy win for them, and a happy one.
Yeah, it won't shift them anywhere in terms of the league ladder, but they now pull half a dozen points clear of the bottom, and if there was any doubt that they would finish off the bottom of the table, there's none now. They're 6 points clear of Salford at the bottom of the table, and they've still got to play the Red Devils, the beleaguered Red Devils, here at the Aku Stadium before the end of the season, round 26 in point of fact, I think that is. They've still got Warrington to come here, and Leeds and Salford, and maybe they can move up ahead of Castleford. That'll be their aim now, I would think. We'll chat to Luke Robinson about that shortly, and very shortly we'll be chatting with the player of the match selected by Kyle Amor, and you won't really need any guesses or more than one guess to work out who that's going to be. No prizes for guessing who our player of the match is going to be. It's going to be the Huddersfield Giants hero, the man with the 2 tries and with 3 goals as well. And we are ready, I think, now to speak to our player of the match, and that is